You should see my room after I finished filming for Reels or something.
Milly, you should see my room consistently.
Episode 2, it's Sapna and Daisy here, and we are joined by Milly and Juti, who you guys, if you haven't already seen, you will be seeing a lot of on here and hearing a lot of on here because they are here all the time. They are both influencers and content creators, and we love having them here. How you guys been?
Good, hon. Good.
Good.
Back from my holidays.
Yeah,
so
for all of you that are listening and not watching, Milly's tan
Is insane.
guys, it's an achievement. I'm not gonna lie about
Quite
it.
depressing, actually, after we've all just been here.
Are you one that's like 30 minutes on front and
no.
set an alarm,
No.
switch to the back?
I'm out there.
You're out
I'm
there.
It just
stressed.
happens for you.
Yeah, I really hate lying on my front. So my back
So do I.
never
Oh, yeah.
really quite matches,
Same.
but I can stand the heat. Yeah, my dad is like, "What are you doing? Like you've been lying in that like sweltering sun for hours." And I'm like, love it.
So
It's
talk
paid
us
off.
through, what were the highlights of the trip? Where were you? Who were you with?
So I was in Vietnam, and my dad, he was traveling around Vietnam for 3 weeks. So we went, me and my best friend, to meet him. So that was so nice.
lovely.
Yeah. So we
And
literally
what-
just chilled
Yeah,
in the
what
hotel.
did you get up to?
Literally, we've made this plan to do all these things, and we literally did nothing, and it was
That's
amazing.
quite nice,
yeah.
though.
But
So
the place you stayed at looked
it was gorge.
incredible.
It was so gorge. So it was super chill. Yeah.
And the food?
Good food.
Good food.
Yeah. But you know what? Even better coffee. Vietnamese
Oh
coffee.
my god, yeah. Is that the one with the
The
condensed, milk?
This is my routine. Okay.
Go on then, talk us through.
So you put condensed milk in the bottom, then hot Vietnamese coffee, just a splash. Mix it so it like melts into this like creamy mixture. Fill it with ice.
Oh,
Then top it with more coffee.
more coffee.
Sensational. Yeah.
Straw,
Straw. Big like thick bamboo straw.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing.
sun lounger, Kindle.
Yeah.
Love it.
Or I read
Back
some
to
good
50,
books as well.
always.
Yeah. No, 50 on face, always.
Always.
Yeah,
Nice.
30
Yeah.
on body.
Juti, what have you been up to?
Relaxed.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Very much chilly. January, nobody did anything, and I loved it.
January
Yeah.
was my
Loved
cozy
it.
era.
Yeah, same.
I didn't really see that many people, but I really liked it. And
Me
now
neither.
I've come out of this sort of hibernation phase, and
Yeah.
I'm ready to see.
Full on
I know.
hibernation mode.
Did any of you do anything for Valentine's? It's very topical. It's obviously yesterday. How do we feel about Valentine's? Do we care? Do we? Oh, I'm like, she's making a face.
My lips are
Millie's
How was
making
it
a
this
face.
chilled.
Chilled.
Yeah.
She's not
saying-
telling us.
No more.
That's fine.
Okay, keeping it to herself.
But do you know what? Me and my dad actually had this discussion. My dad, he's so cute. He was like, there shouldn't be just one day
I agree.
Yes.
where
I
you
feel the same.
like show someone that you love them. I was like, do you know what, Dad? You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Like every day should be.
100%.
It is an excuse to buy sushi, which is what I did.
Yeah.
Sushi of all things.
Sushi date night.
Oh,
yeah,
love that.
And a bit of Happy Valley.
Oh.
But Juti, you were out last night.
I went out with my parents, guys. Nothing that sexy.
that's really
Sorry to break it to everybody, but the food at that Thai restaurant was sensational.
Where was it?
It was Addie's Thai in it's in Earl's Court, but really really good. Had this
I
like
love Thai
prawn
food.
salad. It was so spicy,
Yum, yum, yum.
so good. But honestly, blew my head off. Like so
Lovely.
spicy, but it was delicious. Definitely recommend.
Yeah.
We actually did go to puppy yoga last week.
Oh my god, guys, it was insane. It was so cute. Like we
How'd
weren't
you do
really
anything?
Basically, like all these puppies, like they had them in this little pen, and they just kind of came out and they went running everywhere doing.
But
this
we must
one-
say they were really good because I was
Yes,
also a bit
yeah.
skeptical on puppy yoga and just
Yeah.
making sure that puppies were old enough and they'd been vaxxed and all of that kind of
Right.
thing.
and they were like happy puppies.
But they
you
were
know.
really happy and they
Yeah.
were so
What breed were they?
Shih Tzu, I think.
Yeah.
They were so sweet, and I think they come from kennel club, so they do it as a way to socialise them at
Yeah.
a young age, and then you
Right.
can adopt them as
That's a good
well.
idea.
They were opened out the pen and they kind of came to everyone, but this one went up to Sapna, got into Sapna's lap and basically just slept there for the whole hour.
whole
Did not
time.
move.
You
So
did
you
move.
really couldn't move from
I
that
didn't do
position.
any yoga. I was just there, like I love
And
you.
then at the end they were like, these doggies are looking for a forever home.
So I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'll take one.
Honestly, I considered it. But
And then
couldn't
my
do it.
jumper smelled of like
I know
puppy
puppy
biscuits all day.
Do you know
was
what? I
so
wouldn't really
adorable.
normally say I was a Shih Tzu kind of gal, but they look really cute.
So we are going to move into our products we're loving.
Yes, things we're loving, food we're loving, shows we're loving,
I
anything.
love talking.
Has
about
anyone
stuff.
got any good recs?
My thing I'm loving at the minute is Pilates at home.
Lovely.
Love it so much. So when I was
You're
in
in your Pilates era.
I am in my Pilates yoga. Because when I lived in London, I was obsessed with Reformer. So I did that for like 2 years. And then when I moved to Manchester, I haven't found a studio like close enough yet. But then one of my best friends, she's just qualified as a Pilates instructor. And she's launched these like online Zoom classes.
Amazing.
So you can do like 30 minutes at lunchtime, or she does like morning sessions, 45 minutes. And it's super affordable, like £4.
Is this Lauren?
Yes,
She's coming in
yes,
to
she's
do
gonna
a
come
LuxeGirl
in.
Pilates session.
Oh, yeah,
Amazing.
love
Oh gosh,
that.
she's so good. If you're working from home and you only want a quick half an hour,
Yeah.
or it's grey, miserable outside, you can't be asked to go to the gym, like half an hour, 45 minutes of Pilates burn at home is so good.
So I've
That's
never really
ideal.
gotten into parties, but I'm
Really?
currently training for London Marathon. I think after that, because I'm so done now with running.
Yeah,
I
you're
think
so
I'm going to
over
go into my Pilates era.
yeah, do you know,
Great.
literally my best friend, she trained for the marathon, did all that, and then was so over it, and she's doing the Pilates with me. She
Yeah.
loves it.
Really?
Yeah.
I think that's so good because I feel like I can never be bothered to go to the gym,
Yeah.
or I literally couldn't think of anything worse than going
Yeah.
for a run. But
I think
Pilates at home,
it's
like a 30-minute
so
class,
good.
that, I feel like that's so easy to
Yeah,
actually
so I
try
mix
and
it
do.
in with like weight training at the gym, but I'm absolutely loving it. I really recommend. And she got like, it's £4 for your first class, and then £8, or you can get a membership. It's like, I want to say like £18 a month,
really
like
affordable.
unlimited.
That's very
That is
affordable.
good.
really good if you're a uni as well. Like
Yeah.
that's actually so.
So
So
yeah,
much better
Lauren
than gym.
Pilates. We can link it maybe below.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Juti, what are you loving? Right
I'm
now?
also on that Pilates high.
Are you?
I've rejoined Class Plus.
Oh yes.
Third
How's that
time's a
going?
charm.
Can I just
I am
say,
obsessed with
I
it.
think it's very expensive.
It is very
I know.
expensive. It's much more expensive when you get distracted to and from your class in shops and getting
But it's an
coffees.
investment for yourself
Yeah.
as well, isn't it?
And I like it. I love home workouts as well, but I
Yeah.
find it hard to like motivate because I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I can do
Yeah.
it later, I can do it later, I can do it later. Whoops,
You
not
like put it
done.
off. Yeah.
If I go to a class, I'm forced to do it. So I'm into it at the moment. Other than that, I am obsessed with my new like Chili's coffee cup.
Oh yes, we were talking about
Yeah,
this
I
off
spotted it
camera.
earlier.
It's
Yeah.
so great.
And I
What
bought a
colour?
milk. I got a pink one.
Little baby pink.
So cute. But yeah, and then I got
Judy
like, a
was
milk
like,
frapper.
I'm not carrying a portable speaker.
I know,
This is my
honestly, it does get mistaken for that a lot, but I'm obsessed with that at the moment. Very on the go things, and if you are following me, you'll know I'm obsessed with Attis.
With what?
Salad
Yes,
So
it's just opened in Canary Wharf. I'm so excited.
this?
Yes.
It's a salad
Oh,
bar.
it's amazing.
Right.
So I used to.
I can't. I feel like
yeah,
I can't
it's
get
just-
excited about salad bar.
Can you
but
not?
it's
Because I
like-
love salad. It's fresh. It's like so fresh. So
Okay, talk to me. What's the order?
I get two. There's one called the Azteca, which is basically like a deconstructed taco bowl, and then
Does
I
it have
get
crunchy
yeah,
bits in it?
yeah, tortillas.
I can't
So
do that with my
that-
nails, but yeah.
yeah, with like tempeh. So I usually get that on top, or I get like the Caesar with tempeh.
What's tempeh? Oh,
Tempeh,
sorry,
like
yeah.
the like
Yeah.
like a vegan like protein, but it's so good. So before when I used to stay at my friend's in Battersea, we could get it delivered, and I was paying now that I look back, a
Oh my God, I
disgusting
dread to
okay.
think.
With service delivery on Deliveroo. It was like close to £20, and now I can hear
For a
you all. I
salad.
can hear you all rolling your eyes in disgust. I am also disgusted at myself because I walked.
We live and we learn,
walked
babe. Do you know
there,
what I mean?
and it's like half the price.
Oh
It's
my
like
God.
£10 for a large bowl, and I was
It is,
like,
and
I'm
they are
never.
big. They're
And you're
like
getting
a
curry.
big salad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm getting my steps in, which I'm literally obsessed with. Honestly, I'm a whore for steps at the moment. I have got 10k steps for half
Love
a
that.
month. I'm literally like,
It's a fun game, isn't it?
It's yeah.
I'm in it. I am in it now.
I have
all
not
been-
got on that
We've
hype
all
of like
succumbed
checking
to
my
the
steps.
10,000
Honestly,
steps.
and
my
also because
God.
the weather's like calm and nice
Yeah.
at the moment. It's just really enjoying
Are you
myself.
podcast walk kind of gal?
Yeah, I'm into celebrity memoir book club.
What is that?
At
Oh,
the
I've not heard
moment?
of that.
So there's two American girls. They basically review like. Is it autobiographies?
Yeah,
Biographies,
yeah, like mem- yeah,
basically.
memoirs.
So I started on the Pamela Anderson one.
Oh, this is because I love, like, have I told you this before? I only like films that are true life, or I only really like autobiographies,
I'm like that with
sport
books.
biographies. So I feel like this is for me.
Yeah, it's
like
good.
that,
They
yeah.
like break it down. So I listen to Pamela Anderson, Matthew Perry. They're quite easy to like listen
Okay,
to.
so
when
do
you
they
know
have
people.
them on there, or do they talk about their
The book. They read
Okay,
the book
fine.
and then they just like kind of break it down.
Oh,
And
cool.
one of them,
That's
I think
so
one of the girls used to be a journalist before. I'm watching like sporadic episodes, so I'm
Yeah.
not really sure on their backstory. They're quite deep in the episodes now, but I'm loving it. It's quite nice to walk to.
That's quite nice if you don't want to read like a whole book.
Yeah, and they're also like an hour to an hour and a half, which is usually about 10,000 steps. So it's really a win-win.
Daisy, what you loving?
I'm loving this naked set.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
so
loving
cool.
my outfit.
I'm obsessed. But can we just go
It's so
run
good.
through outfits real
Oh,
quick?
yeah.
Millie, where is your insane set from?
This is from Zara. Zara is so good
So
right now. For like
good at the
utility, cool vibe.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm obsessed. And I'm also obsessed with navy.
And for people listening, not watching,
So it's like a navy cord cargo trouser situation with like a halter neck
Well, it's like a
Waistcoat.
waistcoat. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so cool.
Really cool.
You did a come shopping with me on our Instagram
Yes,
for Zara,
at
and you
Zara.
tried on the coolest cargos.
They were so cool. They're like balloony and kind of that colour actually.
But they tie at the bottom.
Yeah.
Sapna, what are you wearing?
I'm wearing a jumpsuit, so it's basically like a black jumpsuit and it's got cross stitching all around it, and it's from Nasty Gal. We actually just did a hits with them on LuxeGirl Hub, and this was one of the things I found, and I was like, I need to get this.
Yeah,
cool.
Nasty
So
Gal
nice.
is giving at the
It
moment.
I love
really
Nasty
is.
Gal.
Okay.
And trainers?
Trainers are my Adidas Sambas, my Velo Sambas.
You've got an exciting delivery coming, okay?
I have. Oh my god. So basically, I think I've ordered those, but they've got.
I think.
So Milly's wearing the black. Are those Sambas or Gazelles?
They're the specials.
Yeah, there's a
The
few, aren't there?
Oh,
This is-
I literally
They are
just.
so comfy.
So comfy.
Oh,
Oh,
so
yes. I
comfy.
think I've got those, but with the white, so maybe they're Gazelles. But I basically saw Harry Styles was wearing them. He had like a little Grammys thing on it from when he won, and when I went to go buy them, I was like, oh, I can add initials onto this, so I added my initials.
That's so
Love
cool.
that.
Oh,
Cute.
I love
Which is like
that.
so. I know it's a bit lame,
Little
but
bit
it's
of
cute.
personalising.
Cute,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love that.
Juti, what are you wearing?
I am wearing a denim maxi skirt from Zara, and then this jacket is one of the purchases I bought on the way to my gym class. It's like an oversized leather bomber.
very
I'm
Hailey
loving a
Bieber.
bomber jacket at the moment, actually.
This
I think the
actual
world is
whole
loving.
look was one of my things I'm loving because I've saved so many of like a long skirt, a bomber, and like a little top
I'm
or a jumper.
obsessed
Love it,
with
love the
maxi
combo.
skirts at the moment.
Guys, I have a confession.
Go on.
Yeah.
I'm a bit over the Zara bomber everywhere.
Oh,
Do you know what?
honestly,
I agree.
I can't stand it anymore.
it's been a week. We both wore them last week, and then everyone in the office had them, and I'm like,
when
I
I
need
first,
to sell
when
it.
it first
Yeah.
came out, I was like sick, and then when
Yeah.
everyone has
Yeah.
it, like I'm all for like, I don't know, everyone has a lot of
I
the
get
same
what you
stuff,
mean,
but when it's like
yeah.
that one thing, I'm like, oh,
I know.
never.
I don't care. Like, if my friend has something that's the same
No.
as me, I
Yeah.
do not care. But it's when you see it every day, and you're like, I'm
Yeah.
just bored of it now.
I think trainers like is so different.
Yeah.
Do you know? Does that make sense? Like footwear is a different league. You can have everyone
Yeah.
can wear the same, but I don't know what it is. It's like that Zara dress. Remember that polka dot dress?
Oh my god,
that
yeah.
everyone had that
The
summer
dress.
like 4 years ago.
You go
whenever
to
it
Clapham
was.
Common Tube Station,
Oh
everyone's
my
wearing
God.
it. I'm going to throw in what I'm loving with something foodie.
Oh yeah.
But I was in M&S yesterday, the one down on the Northcote Road, which is top tier if
Is
you've
it?
not been to that
Okay.
M&S. Extremely cheesy hot cross buns.
Oh, that is calling my name.
It's
I know.
hot cross bun era, isn't it?
Exactly,
Oh, yeah,
we're going
Easter's
into
coming up.
and there's blueberry. They've got they've got the most insane flavors. They've got
They
sort
have
of
the best
toffee
ones.
and apple and
Yeah, they've got like a chocolate chip salted caramel one, which is just
Yeah, I think
elite.
I'm more in a sweet
Yeah.
situation. I also saw, I think it was like one of those random, like, but so good Instagram foodie pages. And they did like a roundup of like hot cross buns coming out. And red velvet hot cross bun, I think with like white chocolate.
I think that was an M&S one.
Tesco.
Oh, was it Tesco?
Tesco.
Oh,
Yeah,
even better.
definitely get
Yeah.
behind that.
And also, I was so tempted last night. I was on Urban Outfitters just having a bit of a scroll. They've got Tamagotchis.
Oh, shut
Who
up.
remembers
Are they coming back?
Tamagotchis?
They're coming back.
They are back.
I was obsessed. Tamagotchis and then Nintendogs.
Oh, Nintendo.
So my first
Obsessed.
Nintendog, I'll never forget. He was a chocolate brown Labrador, and he was called Reggie. And I always used to shout. Can you remember there was a little microphone? I used to go, Reggie.
Oh my
Oh, God, I was obsessed.
I was obsessed. Did anyone have Animal Crossing?
I couldn't
never
get into
did.
it. Couldn't
I
get
missed
into
that
it.
era.
I used to.
Like, what do you
No,
do?
listen, the shops would only open at 6 a.m. And I remember when I was like,
Like, what do you do?
Oh my goodness.
well, you just build a little community. But I remember when I was like 11, I would wake up sometimes before 6 a.m. and I couldn't get into the shop, so I'd change the clock on my
Oh
Nintendo.
my God. Wow.
That is dedication.
Dedication.
Who remembers Beyblades
Yeah.
at school?
Very much
is
so.
that?
Avid Beyblader, me.
I don't know what that is.
They were like these
that?
little, I guess, how do you describe
Like
them?
a spinner,
Yeah.
Right.
but
With a
with
zip
like,
cord,
fidget
and you'd
spinner. Yeah.
go, and then you'd battle off
Oh.
each other. You'd have
kind
to
of gives me what I would visualise the word BMX as a theme.
bike, I
yeah, I
think.
know.
Oh.
Imagine that as a theme in a spinner.
Or do you
That
remember
is
those
the only
Sounds quite
t-shirts? Those
aggressive.
no
Yeah.
fear t-shirts. It's all
yeah.
that kind of vibe,
Yes,
isn't it?
that vibe.
Sounds quite aggressive.
Yeah, it does.
What else was there?
I mean, it looks quite
What were
aggressive.
those things
but-
with the strings?
Oh, the
Scoobies.
But then, were you one that could start a Scooby? Because I couldn't.
yeah.
But then
I was the
yeah.
I was
Milly
the
was the
person.
Scooby starter. Because you'd be like,
Oh.
I'll start it for £5. I'll start it. I'll get you all set up. Don't you worry.
I mean, that's all coming back with like the beading and like the
remember?
the phone chains
Yeah.
and all that.
And do you remember the what were those? They were like pieces of string, and you'd wrap them in your hands with a friend.
Oh, like a cat's crate. Was it cat's
Oh,
cradle?
And you used to go,
Cat's cradle.
The things we
And
did
there was
for
like a sequence of
entertainment.
like
man.
10 that you could
How
do.
times is
changed.
kids nowadays? I mean, they're doing
iPad.
TikTok dances.
Yeah.
Their eyes are basically square.
Honestly,
Yeah.
you'd never know what it was like to be entertained by a piece of string, guys.
Sapna, what are you loving?
So you know I love doing my like bun in my hair, but I do it with what's it called, a claw clip, and I just got a new one from Boots, and it's like a huge like
I
if you've
need
got thick
a
hair.
huge one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Boots, huge one. I can't remember how much it's, like probably £1. So good, and it literally stays in all day. And I got some smaller ones from Amazon. They're like the taut kind of
Yeah, nice.
pattern, really nice. Love them.
I need to
those.
learn to nail the claw clip because when I do it just doesn't look great.
No,
Or if I do
it's
it and then like one
difficult.
side bunches.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So I basically
Can you do a
it,
tutorial for us
I will.
on
But for that thing where it bunches, you have to basically, before you put the claw in your hair, you need to almost comb that side that's kind of bunched out before you put it in. That's what I do.
Okay.
That's the tip. But yeah, and the other thing I'm loving is Summer House. Oh
Yes.
my god,
I've
it's that
heard-
Hey You show. Have you guys
Yeah.
seen it?
I've heard so much about it, but I haven't seen it yet. So please tell me.
Oh my god, it's basically a reality show, and I've only started it on the 7th season. Like the first episode just came out.
Oh, there's so
and
many.
There's 7 seasons, and you can watch all of them on Hey You
Oh,
as
great. You
well.
can binge watch all of them.
Wait, you've watched it as well, right?
Yeah.
You watched it.
I've watched
What
it.
episode have you guys watched?
So I started watching it from the beginning only because one of the guys was on the Traitors US and I didn't know what it
Yes.
was. So then I googled what it was and I was like, reality TV, bloody brilliant.
Is it like below
Sign me
deck
up.
vibes?
So
Yes,
basically,
a little bit.
Yeah, and it's also kind of giving a bit of Love Island as well.
Yes.
So it's a group of friends, and some of them are coupled up, some of them are actually married now, and they working in the week, and then they go to this big house in the Hamptons.
Yeah.
At the weekend, and it's like 12 beds.
Yeah.
And they basically party
Yeah.
all weekend.
Pretty much.
I saw the
basically
trailer
like-
look absolute
It
carnage.
is. It's the so.
It
If you
is
love
chaotic.
that drama,
Yeah.
like that chaotic energy, this is that. And also, it's like obviously there's Love Island, but they don't know each other, and these are people who have known each other for quite a long time. There's a few
Yeah.
new people and a few like new like situationships and whatever, but then
that.
there's like the couples and then the single
I'm
people.
getting a bit bored of Love Island as well, so this is
Yeah.
why.
It's
And
a
they're
good
all very
one.
down. They've got all very down to earth jobs. It's very and there's
Yeah.
there's one guy called Kyle. You know the mullet
Oh,
guy.
Yes.
you
Game
know
of
he's
Logie.
like 40.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 40.
And he's got a mullet, and he's like
Yeah.
so mature.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
40?
He
Yeah.
gives you to watch it. to see.
He brings a good energy to the house.
He does.
Yeah.
He does. He's like I feel like he's like the ringleader of the group.
Yeah.
I love like the fashion girlies. There's two. There's like a fashion editor, and then someone else works at Cosmo.
Yeah, what's
They're
the
both
fashion
really
staying?
cool.
Staying? Is it good?
It's like beachy summer vibes. They all I feel like the newest season especially is quite trendy. But
Yeah.
I need to go back. I always start shows on like the last season just to see what the vibe is,
Yeah.
and then go back when I really like it. So I'll be doing that.
Yeah.
But we'll link Hey You below.
Yeah.
So you must
Yeah.
sign up, and you can
Yeah.
also get it on your phone as an app.
Yeah, and
I love
actually,
Hey You.
Hey You as well is the only so that you don't get spoilers for the new season. Is the only one you can watch on the same day it actually comes out as the US. So ideal.
So moving into the interview for this week, we had a lovely guest called Roxy who came in, and she co-authored an incredible book which is so brave and honest and really worth a read. I won't go into too much detail now as Roxy explains her story. So on this week's podcast, I am joined by a special guest, Roxy Longworth, who is a co-author of the book I have here, When You Lose It. Roxy wrote this with her mum, and this is an extremely raw, brave and honest book, and one that I actually picked up and read in, it must have been 2 days. It's about a series of events that happened to Roxy when you were coerced and blackmailed at age 13 into sending explicit photos, which were then spread around your school. Thank you for coming to share your story. Should we start sort of explaining, go back, what happened?
So when I was 13, I was pressured and then blackmailed by a couple of older guys into sending photos. I was 13, they were 17. I'd never spoken to these guys before. They were in sixth form. They were popular. They had that kind of power at school in a way. Everyone knew who they were. And they just started texting me out of the blue. It was a long summer of kind of more and more pressure, and then eventually they were just fully blackmailing me into sending whatever they wanted. The pressure to send photos started very quickly.
Wow, okay.
I would kind of come up with excuses for why I couldn't, say that my sisters were sleeping in my bedroom. But saying no definitely didn't feel okay. So there was very quickly a lot of pressure to send a photo to this guy. And I did. I sent a not very explicit one. And I felt disgusting straight away. I felt gross. I said I would never do it again. I felt disgusting enough that I stopped messaging him after a while. And then about like a week later, I got a text from someone I didn't know.
So the boy you had originally sent the first photos to, he had then spread those around.
He'd sent them to this guy.
This guy who, yeah.
And then they had played Top Trumps at a festival with them. And then this guy used those to blackmail me into sending more. So he had said that if I didn't send the video, he'd send them all around. I couldn't send it, so I blocked him.
Yeah.
And then I was just kind of playing this waiting game, and I was praying that because I was so young, he would be too embarrassed to show them to anyone, because he was 17 or 18 at this point.
And just to remind the listeners, you were 13 at the time.
I turned 14 at the end in the summer. It was kind of the first couple of weeks at school. I could like feel the photos spreading. Like people would stop speaking to me or start making comments or shouting things out of windows.
The boy that was involved, did he take any responsibility for what he'd done?
No, so the school did find out. They basically punished me for breaking their ICT rules at school. They went through loads of guys' phones and they would kind of call people in, question them, but then also, so by questioning them, they were telling them what I'd done and making it look like I'd sent it to everybody by going through everyone's phones. They then said to me, luckily for you, we won't be contacting the police. And then they suspended me. They made me write a reflective essay on what I'd done, and nothing happened to the guy. I'd avoided my mum completely. It felt like if I spent time with her and she kind of saw me, then she'd be able to tell.
Sure. Yeah.
Because, you know, mums have that
They
thing.
have that. They do. Exactly. They have that.
It was like, if we make eye contact, you're gonna see. So I just avoided her, and so she just thought I was being a bitch all summer, like not making eye contact, being stroppy. I would stay at my grandparents a lot. I stopped speaking to everyone. I very much went into my own world, and I felt like I needed to be punished, and so that's when I started self-harming.
And were your parents aware of what was happening?
They didn't understand how much emotional turmoil came with it, and the shame just kind of ate me up.
When did you have the idea to write the book? Because I understand from reading the book that your mum didn't actually realise perhaps a lot of what you were going through until you'd both written your accounts.
Yeah, so that's the thing. At this point, my mum really doesn't know anything. She knows what the school told her, and I never spoke about it. I then stopped sleeping, which is when I got really very ill. I started hearing voices. I mean, it was a slow progression. Started off as like a really loud voice of like self-loathing, and then it became a full psychotic episode. I was hearing voices, I was seeing people. So I was put on a psychiatric unit for a little bit, and then I was on suicide watch for months and months. So me and my mum spent like half a year in our kitchen. During sixth form, I kind of started to write what had happened down.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't the book, it wasn't readable, it was just like
just your thoughts.
Angry.
Yeah.
Me and my mum had a terrible relationship because we'd spent so many months in that room together. After that, we were just done with each other. I felt like she had failed me because she hadn't supported me when the photos came out, and she hadn't been someone that I could go to whilst it was happening. And she was just angry. I mean, I had taken like a year of her life and put her in a kitchen. So we were both very angry with each other. And then we went into the first lockdown, and I left school. We were then back in the house together all the time, which felt like scary for us to be in.
Was that difficult?
Yeah, I mean, it was like we never thought we'd have to do that again. Yeah. And it was just, we were back together, and we really hadn't had a conversation, and we really couldn't. So we basically went into 2 separate rooms of the house and wrote the conversation we wanted to have with each other down. We wrote the whole story completely blind. We didn't show each other. We had a third party help us weave it together. And so the book alternates between our 2 versions, and it really shows how we miscommunicate and miss each other. We'd said to each other that it wasn't worth doing if we weren't completely honest.
Yes, of course.
And that honesty is pretty brutal to read from your mom, and same for her to read from your child. So I was kind of holding her up to this idea that I had of what a mum should be. This helped me like kind of just see her as another person.
Roxy, thank you so much for coming to chat today. You've been so honest. Anyone watching and listening must go and read When You Lose It. You can also get it via audiobook, is that right, Roxy?
Audiobook is coming out with paperback in May.
Oh, exciting.
Year.
Really exciting. We'll put links in our YouTube description for our readers to go and click through and get that. But thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, so we put a question box on our Instagram, and we had such an influx of questions. So we're going to go through a few of them and answer. First one is, well, I'm sure I can help with this one, but I have extremely damaged blonde coloured hair. Help. Yeah, I went through a very bleach era where I just bleached my entire hair all the time, every summer. But I've come away now and do a mix of high lift tint and bleach, so it gives a blonde lift, but also is just a lot more gentle to the hair. But I've now, my hair was extremely damaged, but since using Olaplex, and I try and wash less now. But I mean, I was a sucker for washing every single day for a while.
Oh my god, I've got down to like once a week now.
Yeah, you're really good.
I've like really trained my hair
because my hair gets so greasy
at the beginning, but if you do it for a couple of weeks, your hair readjusts.
You have to get through that period.
You just got to do a couple slick buns.
I'm definitely not. I don't wash it every day. I try and do like 2-3 times a week.
Yeah. But yeah, I think Olaplex is the go-to. I always, when I used to get it done, I'd always make sure my hairdresser used Olaplex after dyeing my hair, so like in the same session.
I mean, mine's feeling from being in the sun very dry and damaged. I need a good trim actually. I think getting not regular trims, but just keeping it.
Yeah, definitely. And if you sometimes, because I mean, dyeing your hair is such an expensive habit, and if you can avoid it for as long as possible, I really, really would. I didn't start dyeing mine until I was about 17.
That's why I love balayage, because if it grows out, you can sort of get like I got mine done September.
Wow,
it looks really good.
So I think the sun definitely has.
It's lifted it. Yeah.
A good hair mask as well.
Yeah.
When I go away, I literally will sit in the sun with a hair mask in.
So what's your top hair mask recommendation?
Headbust.
Okay.
Hair mask, really good.
Anyone else? Have you?
I like the Sol de Janeiro one, and there's another one. Oh, Money Mask by Colour Wow is really good, especially for like, I think when you've got blonde hair, it's sometimes harder to get the like glass like shine.
Definitely.
So that really helps.
Their products are incredible for shiny. Their Colour Wow spray.
Yes. What's it called? Dream Coat.
It's
Dream Coat.
incredible.
Really?
Yeah. Oh my god. Amazing.
Really good.
Okay.
I'd also say to get a good colour shampoo. Once you've got your hair done, if you just go to use like any random shampoo, it's going to fade it and then you have to get it done again and again and again. So to like make it last as long as you can, use a good colour shampoo.
Yeah, good tip.
And we've actually, on SheerLuxe, about to do a story on that, so go check that out.
No money, but taste for the finer things in life. How can I afford anything?
Join the club, baby.
How can I afford anything over beans on toast?
Pasta.
Yeah.
Lots of pasta dishes.
Yeah.
They're so cheap and so nice. Vodka pasta.
Oh my god, it's my favourite meal.
I've never done this, but what does
Are you
vodka
serious?
do?
It is basically, so tomatoes are very acidic and they can taste quite sour. So you need, so some people put sugar just to like cut it.
Which I do that.
You do that.
Yeah.
So vodka does a similar thing. You just pour a little bit and it cuts that taste. And then you obviously add cream and garlic and all the lovely stuff. But
I feel like that's quite cheap. I also make that pasta that is basically just olive oil, garlic, and chili.
Oh,
nice. Lemon?
Yeah. And yeah, you can add some lemons to that, but so cheap.
Perfect.
And then it's quite like bougie looking on the plate, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what it is? I think it's like romanticising like the simple things.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%.
So things like a simple bowl of pasta, but put it in like a really nice bowl or how you present it.
Love that, Mel.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's such a good tip, actually.
So it does, even if it is like beans on toast, like make it look fucking
Yeah, I know.
great.
Do a fun
like,
little
do you know what I mean?
sprinkle bit of olive oil.
Yeah.
And I find as well, I live next to a few really close girlfriends, and we maybe like 2 or 3 times a week we'll just pop over to one of each other's houses and we'll cook together.
That's really
and
good idea.
you know, you can then actually perhaps cook something that's a bit more snazzy, you know, you can have some salmon or something, but you're cutting the price again.
Yeah.
Like split-wise.
Oh, don't even get started. Hold me back. Also, I feel like I love my coffee. And obviously, like, coffee machines are expensive. Like, there's Nespresso machines. If you're getting the pods, they're quite expensive.
Is so expensive.
And yeah, exactly. So I've got a milk frother recently. Not a new thing, but I just have instant coffee at home.
So do I.
But that milk frother really adds up.
Yeah.
I agree.
I've
Bit of
realised
agave.
That's what I'm into. The milk, like, it just zhuzhes it up a bit, I feel.
Agreed.
Like,
I agree.
and then it's a nice investment because they're only really, I think the one I got was maybe 30 quid.
Yeah. Yeah, and the Nespresso one's about 60, but it's well worth it. The investment.
But I also think like with food, it's almost like a knowledge thing. Like we automatically think fancy things or cooking fancy has to be expensive, but it actually doesn't.
No.
Like my friend Em the nutritionist, she is so clever in how she puts things together.
She's so creative.
Yeah.
In terms, like you could just go to Sainsbury's and buy, and you don't have to spend huge amounts of money.
She is one to add to your feed. If you struggle with just new ideas, you know, she will. Essentially, you can look into your cupboard, and I'm sure there's recipe where she's used.
But like, it's just like the way of thinking. You go, oh, like budget's tight this month. Like I have to scrimp on, or like go for something easy that's crap or like not exciting. But actually, if you find inspiration or like Google, Pinterest, like TikTok, is
so
the best.
good.
Like I'm sure if you put into TikTok like cheap, easy meals for one, and there be so many good things.
What else is really good? Have you seen the Papier recipe journal?
Oh, yeah.
I love that
so
brand,
sweet.
though.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
100%. And writing all your favourite recipes in a little journal, so cute.
Aw,
Like your
that's
own
really
little
sweet. I like that.
But yeah, I feel like it's like working smarter, not harder. Like just, you know, find those things to make it.
My mum doesn't let me have Be Real, What Can I Do? Oh, that's so annoying. My mum never let me have MSN.
Oh.
I know, so I had a secret account.
I was going to say, surely just like little
Surely just do it. Everyone did it. Everyone did like the faked your age on Facebook and stuff and just
But
got
Be
it.
Real, I would say, is the one where you can have total control of who you can follow
Yeah,
and who
exactly.
you can
It's
accept.
quite safe.
So
I would
maybe
say.
just download it, set it up, and show your mum
Show her.
Yeah.
that.
I wonder
Yeah.
what her concern is with it.
Yeah, I
Like,
wonder.
Unless it's just like,
Safety.
safety. Is it more like...
I would,
Explain.
ask if you
Get
can
her
download
involved.
it maybe with
Yeah.
her. Yeah, she should get on it.
Get involved, yeah.
I mean, if you also have all the other social media accounts, I can't see why
Yeah,
that's an
I
issue.
agree.
But if you don't have anything, then it's her first one. Then yeah,
I would
And
say
also, the photos, you obviously have 2 minutes to take them when the notification goes off. But after 24 hours, that photo then goes. So you can't see anyone's
Yeah.
old photos like you can on
yeah.
Instagram.
Do you guys still do it?
Yes, I
Do
do.
I
you?
always
Every
forget,
day?
but I try.
Not
to.
every day, but I tried
Yeah,
to
I
do it.
Still haven't done anything.
I quite like
can't
just seeing
have
what
another-
everyone's up to.
I like it when people do their little B-roll carousels every now and
Yeah,
again. Like
cute.
a
Yeah.
photo dump on Insta. I'm like,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cute.
really
That's
nice.
good.
Wish I had
But it's
that
just like
burning in me.
another thing. I don't know if you feel the same. Like another thing to think about. Like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think about doing YouTube, and I just can't.
Really, you'd be so good at YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Also, I'm sober. My room is just too messy. I don't need to be that real with people I don't know. Like, they don't need to see that side of me. It's offline for a reason.
Girl, you don't give me that
You don't
energy.
give me that energy.
I'm not dirty.
No.
Before anyone
I
gets
can't-
the
I
wrong
can
idea,
be
I
dirty.
am not dirty. I am messy. I'm chaotic. Don't people say the most creative people are chaotic and messy?
Yeah, that's true.
Put
But
that
are
on
you
my
one
grave,
that
am I right?
you can live in like chaos, but you know exactly where everything
Yes.
is?
Yeah, like 80% of the time, and I think that's good. So,
You should see my room after I've finished filming for Reels or something.
Milly, you should see
Messy.
my room consistently. This is not an after filming situation. It's quite out of hand.
Oh my god. I'm the kind of person who's like, if Ryan leaves like one thing out, I'm like, oh my god, put that away. And
Everything
and
has
then,
a place.
But
same.
no, but then I'll
But then
look on
it's
the other
you.
side and there's like 5 of
Yeah.
my things out and he's
Yeah.
like, are you joking? You just pick out like that
Yeah.
one.
And I, especially in my desk at work,
My
I
office.
have about 5 mugs on the go. I've got like a cold drink. I've got a
Oh,
hot
I'm
drink.
bad for
and
that.
I've got
Yeah, glasses
juice.
are the worst.
You come down like so sheepish with all your
Oh,
mugs.
yeah. It's so
And
funny.
Okay, here's my tray. I have the audacity
tea's
to be the
congealed.
person to be like, we have no glasses in the kitchen. Like, where have they all gone? I'm like, they're all upstairs on my table.
My boyfriend's ex is in his friendship group and is still not over him. How would you handle it?
You can't really control somebody else's feelings in that situation.
It depends on how the ex is acting.
Yeah.
If they're being like flirty and a bit
that's
inappropriate, I would say like you should have a conversation with them.
Yeah,
Like,
he
both-
needs to set boundaries
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
try
sure.
and.
But if it's like it was a bad breakup and they're trying to get over it, then it takes a while, and like it maybe in a few months it might be absolutely fine, but maybe be sensitive around it. It all just depends on how
Yeah.
they're acting.
Yeah,
like
sure.
if she's being flirty and inappropriate, that's not
But
okay.
don't overthink it, because at the end of the
No.
day, he's with you.
Exactly.
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 He's chosen to be with you. On to saves now.
Yes, and for people who obviously are new here, we basically talk about the things that are saved in our Instagrams and
Socials.
TikToks, and because it's usually things that are going on in the world. So, anyone has anything?
Well,
Let's
I
have a
feel
dive
like
in,
last
shall
night
we?
someone broke Valentine's Day, and that was Pharrell Williams
Oh yes, of course. We were
being
talking about
announced
this
as the
earlier.
new men's creative
How
director.
Yes,
do
I
you feel
saw
about
that.
You
this?
know
Louis
what?
Vuitton.
I've been going back and forth about this because I was like, obviously Virgil was creative director before him, and he worked for so long to get to that place. Like he's really was really talented. Was a designer, and Pharrell, he's in music, obviously. He's not a designer, but having said that, he did, you know, Billionaire
Yeah, he
Boys
co-founded
Club.
it,
He
didn't
co-founded,
he?
which I didn't.
I have
know
a
before.
Billionaires Boys Club
Do
t-shirt. Yeah.
That's so funny. And he has like collabed with Chanel and like other big brands, but obviously I don't see him as like a designer. But maybe this is just
Yeah.
Louis Vuitton's way. I mean, lots of people have been doing this, haven't
Yeah, I think because I've not been like aware or known or seen anything that he's like previously done, I was like, what?
Yeah, so what's
Yeah,
he
like
done?
branded.
I think
It's a
he's
bit
done,
branded.
he's done Tiffany. He's done something with Tiffany.
they? Yeah, but
Oh,
then
he's done quite
when they've said
Yeah.
collab, I just picture him modelling
Sure.
in the campaign. I
But
don't
we're going to
see
see
him
his collection soon.
Yeah,
for
it'll be in men's, I guess, June.
Yeah, so men's fashion week.
I think it's like it's all riding on that first
Yeah.
appearance, and then I
Definitely.
think when you see it, you're like, okay, fine.
Yeah,
That for me is like as soon as I see it, I can make my
But
judgment.
Louis
Yeah.
Vuitton, I mean, that's
That's mega.
major for him.
that's
yeah.
gonna so
That
that's
is so mega.
So obviously Molly May as PLT creative director, that was a big shock, and she's not a designer. And I think someone else, Cardi B, I can't remember what the brand is, but she's also the creative director of something now.
But I also feel like those titles with those brands, what are
What
they?
do they-
I think
yeah,
it's more of
yeah.
like a PR thing
Yeah,
than
definitely.
like they're actually there.
for sure. But then you look at Louis Vuitton, it's like, do they need PR? Like, why?
No,
they,
but I feel with
yeah.
those brands,
Yeah.
because the reputation is so massive, it's a totally different ballgame. Like, they are genuinely the vision behind that brand, whereas like Molly May for PLT or whatever, it's just like you just can't compare it. Do you know what I mean?
Who watched the Brits?
Yeah.
I watched 20 minutes and then fell asleep because I was so jet lagged.
It was actually good.
Harry mopped up.
Oh my god, every single thing he was nominated for, he won.
No, I can't with that. Like, I'm obsessed. He's like the Freddie Mercury of our generation. Like, I am obsessed with him.
He's grown. Yeah.
He really is. He's cool.
And
And did you see how drunk he got?
Oh my god, yes, he kissed Lewis Capaldi.
Sam
Kissed
Capaldi.
him on the lips.
Sam Capaldi.
So,
I was like,
that was
oh my
so
God,
awkward.
this is so awkward. And then, like,
They didn't address it though either. Do you know
I
what
was
I'm talking
thinking,
about?
like,
Yeah,
maybe
they got the
Sam
name
Smith
wrong.
was coming on. So
Yes.
maybe they, like, did it as, like, a joke. Collab. Yeah, collab.
And Super Bowl. Who watched Rihanna's performance?
Oh my goodness.
I've
My
only seen
lord.
snippets.
Yeah, I've only seen
Really
snippets.
good. I mean, this is not to be a bitch, but I was expecting a lot
Me
more
too.
from her.
I was
Obviously, she's
expecting
pregnant.
a J-Lo, Beyonce
Yes.
level of
Obviously she's
choreography.
pregnant.
Particularly
She's
as
not
normally,
gonna-
it's always quite a few people. She was just. It was just
Yeah.
us.
her. And for a pregnant person, she did some good dancing. Like
Yeah.
she was giving it her all.
miming?
Did you think? I didn't think she
I
was
didn't think she
miming. I
was.
didn't really
I
get that
think she
vibe.
was.
Did you?
I don't. I've seen
Oh,
her
I
live
love her.
actually before. I think it was in the like Disturbia umbrella phase, and it was actually quite good.
Best, babe.
It was
I mean, she has bangers though.
She
like,
has.
when I was like,
The best
Yeah.
remix, the Rude Boy remix. Oh,
So
so good.
But there's someone on my team, Michelle, who's going to see Chris Brown tonight.
Oh.
Guys, I'm just not sure how I feel about
No, I
honestly,
don't know
that
how I feel about
man's PR has worked
How?
wonders.
No,
Like,
amnesia.
I'm at
Everyone
this
has-
point.
I'm
Amnesia.
in such a confusing love-hate relationship with
I
this whole
know.
situation because
Yeah.
I am obsessed with his music.
Yeah.
Honestly, he's in my bucket list to see live.
Really?
The dancing, everything. But then I'm like,
I know. It's
Also,
so hard
you've
to
done-
separate like the
I
art from the
know.
person, isn't it?
The audacity to put that on his stories. Did everyone see that
What?
TikTok?
Yes.
If men could have anything,
What did you do?
It's the audacity.
He
Honestly.
put like "Go Girl" on his
Yeah.
on his
no,
story.
but she was performing.
Yeah.
Sir, stay in your lane.
Honestly.
stay away. Get in the bin. Be gone.
No.
So that's your
The
like
nerve.
go-to person you'd want to see live.
It was.
Yeah.
was
Like,
okay.
Would like to retract that statement.
Yeah.
Did anyone get Beyonce tickets?
No.
I would love to
Like,
see
also,
her.
it's like £1,000. Like,
It's
what's
really-
going on?
Concerts these days are just so expensive.
I know. But I was meant to see Justin Bieber yesterday
Same.
night.
What?
On
Yeah.
Valentine's Day.
Why did you miss it?
Well, he postponed the
cancelled.
tour.
Again.
Well, no,
This
this
is-
was the world
Because you
tour.
were meant to go.
Well, that was it. That was when I bought the
Yeah.
tickets.
Oh.
Did you buy tickets?
No, not for his.
And I've got 400 quid wrapped up in Ticketmaster.
Yeah, sorry, but
God.
they've not exactly said they're going to refund us either.
I know.
I'm a bit
I'm
like-
praying he comes back, but I
Yeah.
don't know if he'll ever finish that tour.
I know.
Has anyone got any other concerts coming up?
No, but
I've seen Dermot Kennedy twice in April.
I've been
Literally the same week. I'm going twice.
Oh my god. His new song's so good.
I just love him.
I'm obsessed.
So great.
I went with my boyfriend and we honestly had his arms around me.
Oh,
It was just so romantic.
sweet. I really want to see Taylor Swift. She's doing her. I love her. She's doing her Eras tour.
you a
so it's like,
Swiftie?
yes, I am. Massive.
I don't think I'm a Swiftie myself.
I used to
don't
be when I
think
was
I am.
younger.
You either are, you are.
Yeah,
when
I
I was
agree, I
younger.
agree.
50.
Which was her album where she has the dress on and
Speak Now.
enchanted to meet
Speak
you.
Now.
Yeah. Speak now. or forever. Yeah, God, I was obsessed.
Yeah, I'd love to see her. And Drake, I've seen Drake before at the O2, and it was just the best. I would love to see him again.
I'd love to see him.
That concert he did the other
Oh my
week.
God, am I right? I was like, I would love to see him. I have seen him.
Have
live.
you?
And it was like the best night of my life.
Yeah.
wasn't
Yeah,
it?
incredible.
He brought gigs
so
out.
good.
You saw
You
that
went-
concert?
you were
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh
so
my
jealous.
God, I love gigs.
We were, I went with a friend of mine and we randomly, she's a member of the Ned and the Ned like gave out tickets and we were in this box. It was so random.
Oh my God.
And we were with this group of guys who were so much fun and gigs came out and you know what?
Just-
Everyone is like,
Yeah.
mental. Oh, it's so good.
I saw Storm. You know his "Shut Up." You know that song. He
What was that, Dave?
he shut up. He played "Shut Up" at my hometown club, and it was this grotty, tiny club. Honestly, must have been the size of this podcast studio. When he first played "Shut Up," and we didn't really think and didn't even know who he was.
11/11 Make a Wish.
We made a wish.
Any
That's
more
so cool.
saves?
I am going to Paris like quite soon, so next week actually. And so I've been saving a few things there. A lot of the vintage shops in Paris, everyone's obsessed with them. I'm going to do it this
Okay,
time.
do
This
it.
time I'm going to
And I want to see a
lamp-
TikTok.
I want
Yeah,
to see some
so
content, yeah.
Now that I have TikTok back on, I am ready to go on that. And I also saved that burger place that Kim Kardashian's obsessed with. Has anyone seen this?
I've not heard this.
It's called Ferdy.
Yes, actually, I have seen
I
it.
googled this because Liv was like, Kim's obsessed with this burger, like it's in Paris, should we go? And I was like, okay, let's have a look. I was like, can you send me the actual place, because I can't possibly be looking at the right restaurant. She's like, no, you're looking at the right restaurant. Like, I know for like that reaction means that you're looking at the right restaurant. I am confused.
Yeah.
I've read articles, I've watched TikToks, everyone's obsessed with this burger. I obviously haven't eaten meat in ages, but I'm gonna do it. Like, I don't understand. I don't physically understand looking at this burger.
No,
Really?
I did the exact same thing. It
How
looks
it
like
could be
someone
that-
stepped on it. Like it just looks like a chicken shop burger. Or
Yeah.
something. It doesn't look like a.
Well, you're gonna have to give
Oh,
it
yeah,
a
I
go.
will.
I bet you it tastes incredible.
Well, that's what everyone's saying.
Is it in like a bit of like a divey place as well?
No.
No.
It's
It looks
not-
Parisian.
Yeah, I'm
I
pretty
sometimes
sure it's
love
like
that, you know, when you-
16 to 18 euros
Yeah,
for this
probably
burger.
because
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Really?
They've opened one in London.
Have they?
Yeah,
didn't know
I had
that.
a little Google, but then I was like, look, I'm gonna do it.
Well, we
I'm
might
gonna
have to
eat
go there
meat.
for the next vlog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, guys, for coming.
It's so
Good
good
to
to
be
be
back.
back.
Good to catch up, and I'm
I
sure we will
know.
see you
Very soon. The next podcast will be live 2 weeks today, but in the meantime, you can watch our weekly LuxeGirl vlogs.